Here's a quick short video on how to show you how to install LED turn signal bulbs. As you can see, I have the stock halogen ones still inside. So we're going to be swapping them out with these LED bright bulbs. So we're going to see how much brighter that is compared to the stock halogen ones. And we're also going to be installing some LED resistors, so that way we don't cause the LED bulbs to hyper flash every time we make a turn. So as you can see, that's how it blinks. It's blinking, well, it's pretty much a halogen style, so we're going to be swapping them out with these. So I'm going to show you the whole process on how to remove the assembly and install the resistors. I'm not going to show you how the resistor works, I just want to install it in this video. I'll show you in a different video, but right now I just want to install that resistor and the LED bulb. So let's go ahead and get started. So to get the tail light assembly out, there's going to be two crosshead screws, one right there and one right there. So as you can see, we got one right here, so let's go ahead and get this one out. There's one, and there's two. As we remove it, okay, so now that the screws are out, go ahead and take them out with your fingers. Don't lose these screws, otherwise it's going to be hard to install the assembly. So now that the assembly is loose, it's not going to come out like that. You need something to pry it off. So you get a flathead screwdriver, just be careful and wedge it not too close, but around the paint, just like that. And we can remove the entire assembly. So here we got the assembly, and we're going to be swapping out this bulb right here. This bulb is already an LED. That's an LED brake bulb. This is the 77443 for the brake bulb. So I just want to show you it real quick. It's literally the same bulb I have right there. It's literally the same ones. I just want to install it on the turn signal too, because these bulbs are bright. They're bright. So we're just going to swap it out with this. So this is the stock halogen one, as you can see. It's an orange conventional bulb. Oh, that is hot. But we're going to take it out, set it aside, make sure you don't break it. And also remove the tail light bulb as well. And we can just carefully remove the tail light assembly. Set this aside. And now we can go ahead and install the LED bulb right here. Alright, so now we can just get the new bulb. And then we're just going to push it into place where the old bulb used to sit. Okay, so we're just going to push this into place like that. Now that's into place, we'll grab a resistor. And what we're going to do is we're going to install it. We're going to install it between these wires right here. I already spliced them so that we can get the resistor installed. So we're just going to get each of the wires of the resistor and just wrap it around the wire and then tape it off. And then that's going to cause it not to hyper flash. So let me show you what hyper flashing is. So that's what hyper flashing is. As you can see, it's flashing really fast and that's not controllable. So basically what we do is we're going to put the resistor. Can't do it with the one hand, but basically I'm going to show you how the resistor goes inside there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to install the resistor. Okay, so as you can see, I already have one of the resistor wires installed. So as soon as I touch this wire, you can see it slows it down so that it can react the same time as the stock halogen bulb would. And if I remove it, it's going to hyper flash again. So we're just going to go ahead and splice it in and then just tape it up, and hopefully that fixes the problem of the hyper flashing. Alright, so now that the resistor is installed, as you can see, it's all installed and taped up. We can go ahead and get the LED bulb, place it inside, make sure it's in there good, and then turn it and so it can lock into place. Same thing for the top one. Make sure it's inside, lock it into place, and now we can go ahead and install the resistor and push it inside. We'll push it inside there so that way it's not in the way, because these resistors get hot, so if you have plastic around it, it will melt the plastic. So make sure you're not anywhere close to plastic when installing resistors. So that the resistor is now that the resistor is not touching any plastic, the tail light can just go back in. And then we'll just screw down both screws. We'll start with the bottom one. And then the top one. We'll just go ahead and get them in place. And the bottom one as well. And then we can go ahead and screw it down. Make sure the tail light assembly is pushed all the way in, otherwise it's going to go in an angle. So screw down both screws, make sure they're tight. Okay, the tail light assembly is now in there good, and now let's go ahead and turn it on and see what it looks like. Here's the before and after. You can see that it's now brighter than the stock one right there. It's brighter, it's not hyper flashing, and it reacts faster than the old halogen one. So that's the best thing about having LEDs. Also, LEDs last longer. These burn out quickly. So we're gonna install the same thing on the other side, and we'll get this job finished. So unscrew both screws for the tail light assembly. There's one. Now we'll do the other one. And we'll do this one now. There's two. Take the assembly out. Now remove bulbs. Remove the bulbs on both. Set the assembly aside, and we'll go ahead and remove the old halogen bulb. Just pop it off. Then we'll grab the resistor and the bulb. Install the bulb into the socket. Install the bulb in the socket, and now we'll go ahead and splice the resistor with the wires. As you can see, I already stripped them already. And this LED bulb here is different from the other one, as we just did there. It's different because the other one I had burned out, but this one's actually bright too. So we're just going to go ahead and splice in the resistor and see how it goes. Perfect, no hyper flashing with the resistor installed. No more hyper flash, and look how bright that is. So we're going to go ahead and install it into the assembly. Put the assembly back on, screw it down, and we'll be finished. So screw down both screws. Already got the top one screwed in. We just got to get the bottom one screwed in. Good. And we are done. So let's go ahead and turn both on and see what they look like. And that's what the final product looks like. Check that out. They are bright. They're actually brighter than the stock halogen ones, as you can see. They actually react faster too, and they'll last longer as long as I don't use them too much. But they're only turn signals, so they won't burn out quickly. But basically, that's how you install LED turn signals. You can also do this on any car as long as the bulbs fit and resistors don't touch any plastic, because plastic will melt because of the resistors since they get hot. But yeah, that's how you install LED bulbs and resistors. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and I'll see you guys in the next one.